days probably to talk about and waste of time live on West Nile TV. It is the Wednesday edition, but of course yesterday Champions League actions way on card, and we gave you in-depth analysis with Susie here about the teams that probably will be doing it there. But of course one of the biggest that lost meaning was the Barcelona game with of course Shakhtar, where of course Shakhtar had to get a win over Barcelona. Now, of course, people wondered how exactly that is it. I know white paper players could be crying, but of course that is how exactly it happened. PSG, yes, we had given them a draw, but of course you did see also the team of Borussia Dortmund getting that 2-0 win right there. All that will be coming in the roundup right here, and of course a very big one coming in from the neighbors as of course the former Vipers head coach Robertino has also been sacked in that is from the Simba side after being walloped by that is or being humiliated by that is their usual rivals. I'm talking about the younger or young Africans right there. But of course, all in all, Champions League continues today, and you'll also be seeing that of course the Uganda Premier League returns tomorrow. A lot of things that will be expected right there. Owen Ezaga, Linda Susie, and Benson Pastore today. We all in the studios as we start this day right there. Susie, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Owen, and good afternoon, Benson. You're most welcome. Yesterday we did miss you out of the studios because of a few issues, and I should say we're excited to see you here. The house is full. Good afternoon, viewer. At 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Whistle time, full house.
Benson, how are you feeling today? You were sick yesterday.
I am now okay. That's why you are seeing me in front of the camera. Thank you
may
for
say
welcoming.
Okay, and then after that you faint on camera.
We hope that one cannot happen.
we shall bring an ambulance.
And up to the studios,
Emergency.
the screen will go off for a short while.
You're off. What did you miss?
I missed so many things. I missed the crew of Whistle Time. I know you gave a lot to the viewers. I've loved the way how you actually given how things transpired yesterday night in UEFA Champions League. That means the history you talk about. In fact, let me talk about the history of UEFA Champions League, and also experience is now trying to take a step. That's why some of the teams that are still new into Champions League, you see them losing games for fun. Borussia Dortmund, so many people always undermine them, but they have taught to the Magpie side that they are still new boys into UEFA Champions League. We saw it yesterday night.
Okay, and of course a very big discussion that came through right there, but of course a lot will be expected right there now. But before that, we also did see of course one of the ministers from that is economics and development came through in that is Arua. And after, of course, someone would say maybe I've taken a longer move, but it's one of the big things that the minister came in Arua. Out of that, one of the sports sector is also going to be affected, and that is one thing that we are going to be talking about shortly in right here, and it's all about Arua Hill Stadium. That is one of the developments that is upcoming in Arua and West Nile at large, not only West Nile, but of course in Uganda. And what exactly is happening about it, just keep right there to your television to follow this live right here on West Nile Television. Owen Ezaga, Susie, and of course Benson Pastore. We shall be doing the in-depth analysis of this game, all these games that will be coming, and of course the stories that will be coming right there. But all in all, let's start with the Uganda Premier League that is coming in there. Arua Hill Sports Club will be home again. I mean, will be going to Sports Club Villa, a very big game that we'll be seeing them, of course, play. Tomorrow is a very big game for them. What do you say after the loss, after the draw with KCCA Football Club? Did you see improvement into the team, Benson?
I should say there was a great improvement after playing out a draw with the team of KCCA, because KCCA is a very big side. The Congo was going to play a draw with them. It has energized them. I was going to say rather it's a very big boost ahead of the encounter with the Jogos, but you look at the difference between the two teams, KCCA and the team of Sports Club Villa. I'll just say direct that Sports Club Villa right now, they're a better side compared to KCCA, because you look at where they are, where they have been playing their game. In fact,
of course, Villa will play Arua Hill Sports Club.
Arua Hill Sports Club, the draw actually they picked against KCCA, I should say it has energized them, but they are again coming up against the tougher side in the names of Sports Club Villa. That draw which has energized them, will not, to me, work against the team of Sports Club Villa, because, as I said, Sports Club Villa is a very big side, a better side right now compared to the team of KCA. They are going away. I don't think they will pick a draw like what they did against the team of KCA.
Most of the players from the Drum came through. After the Drum, of course, very many, you also did see them within Arua, and then I don't know what time they train or at what time they traveled, but of course it's one big thing that we shall be talking about in there. How are you seeing tomorrow's game?
Villa up against Arua Hill Soccer Club. I should say the draw actually that Arua Hill picked up against KCA. I will say they were both average teams that were in a disaster state. They were all doing badly. They needed a win, and these two teams actually are trailing. They are rock bottom of the table. If you check at the StarTimes Uganda Premier League tables, they are down there, and they both were fighting. And I will say that draw actually to me does not mean anything. It does not mean that maybe Arua Hill has become a better side because they picked a draw up against KCA. KCA is not the KCA we used to know. KCA is in a bad state. The same with Arua Hill. So that draw to me literally shows nothing. It means nothing. Maybe. Unless otherwise we'll determine whether Arua Hill has improved after tomorrow's game.
It's a very big one. Tomorrow we shall be seeing UPDF also play against the team of Bull Football Club, a game that you're going to be seeing at that is Bombo Military Barracks grounds, and it's a tough game probably to decide in there, and that is another game that will be coming there. But of course, Arua Hill, I think concerning or looking at the game that they played against KCCA, yes, you see that a little bit of improvement into the team, but of course both sides were, I say, weaker sides to themselves because both have not won any game. I couldn't judge them there. I want to see them maybe again against any other team. This time around they are going to Villa, and Villa is a team that you've seen that they are doing very well. If you look at the table standing right now of the StarTimes Uganda Premier League, you will see that Villa is not at the wrong place. Villa is trying its level best to see that they get themselves right there. So Villa is at number 11, around mid-table, and they're trying to push it right so much compared to the Arua Hill that is, of course, in the relegation zone. They need to win and make sure that they achieve what exactly is needed right there. But of course, leaving that there, the UPDF game with Bull. Bull is one side that is flying this time round. Previous games have been so wow to them, and this time round they are getting into this. They are like last game was, I think, a 3-0 or a 3-1 win that they got.
Yeah, it's true. The energy level right now at the team of Bull FC is high. That's why they are winning every game. They are still trying to maintain their 100% start to the new season. They are the only team that are yet to drop points, and that energy alone is giving them that boost up against the team of UPDF. Coming up against UPDF, they have also appointed a new technical director. That is also a boost for them. And also before actually the FIFA Drum, they also had a game which they won. That means both sides, of course, they are energized at this particular moment. They are all yearning for a win, but the best side, of course, will end up winning the game. But currently, I may say the best side is still Bull FC, but I will not be seeing Bull this time surviving for a longer period of time, because we have seen the other teams like Vipers. You talk about teams like Chitara, the unbeaten record already coming to an end. But for Vipers, they are yet to lose a game, but they have dropped so many points in the draws they have played. But Bull up against UPDF, they have got a slim chance ahead of the team of UPDF, but it will not be an easy one for them in terms of collecting all the 3 points.
2 games tomorrow, and Bull against, of course, that is the team of UPDF, as of course Villa will be also welcoming the team of Arua Hill Sports Club. Now elsewhere, Simba of course have sacked Robertino, the former Vipers head coach, after, of course, the team was humiliated by, that is 5-1 by, that is Young African Football Club. That was a very bad sign to him. He was fired from Vipers Sports Club this time around. Also that side he has lost in there. What do you say about that loss and the firing?
We discussed this yesterday, and you were like, is it bad omen following him, or it's just his tactics of play? And I said something that it wasn't bad omen, simply because if you look at Simba, it has all the players that you need. Simba is doing financial well. If you need a player, definitely you will be given him that very money to bring the player that you think can bring a change to the club. So where exactly would the problem be? Simba has all the good players it takes to bring all the results that they need. And I think the management is one side that does not literally take in bad results. They don't take excuses. So I think he just didn't take time to you understand the players you needed to play to bring in those results. But otherwise, the players are good, and I think he needs time out of the coaching now that things are not working out for him. You cannot be sacked twice in a row from Ugandan side. You even cross borders, the other side, things still don't work. I think he needs time off coaching.
Benson, do you agree that? Because there are two things. Why is it always most of the coaches are fired when they lose out to rivals?
You know, the derby is always something which comes with a lot of tension. It comes with a lot of cost, and most of the costs always with full of negative implications. And you have seen how it has happened to Das Oliveira. I think, according to me, that's a very harsh decision and a quick decision being taken by the stakeholders of Simba Sports Club. Why am I saying this one? Out of the 7 games they have played in the new season of the ongoing that side of Tanzania, he has won 6 of them, only picking 1 defeat against their arch rivals, that's Young Africans. That's why, if you take a look at the statistics, 7 games, only picking 1 defeat. It's not all that very bad. That's why I'm saying when something is a derby, you always see tension bit of it. No another club will always want to come on top of the other one. In fact, no another club will always want to see its neighbor coming on top of them. That's why we have seen the sacking coming. But you look at these 2 clubs, last season they actually performed very well. Continental, Young of course went up to the finals of the CAF Confederations Cup before losing it into the hands of a certain Algiers. Meanwhile, you look at the team of Sports Club Simba. This is a team that competed very well in that CAF Champions League. I can still remember when they were in the same group with the likes of Vipers. You talk about Raja Casablanca. That means the tension bit of it. You talk about the competition bit of it is now too much. One team that happens to beat the other one, it will appear as if the other one is going down. Maybe that is the reason as to why we have seen this guy losing his job. But to me, that is a harsh decision being taken by the stakeholders, as I said earlier on, and at the same time, if you take a look at the statistics, this guy doesn't deserve to be sacked at this moment.
So it's so challenging and a very big one that is coming in there, but some confusing story that we want to talk about is KCCA's decision that they want to get coaches in there, and out of that you did see Santos Ronnie putting up a statement, one of the journalists saying, of course, around 3 coaches have been talked about. One of them is Abdallah Mubiru. It is said 2 hours ago that, of course, Abdallah Mubiru was the coach to be, of course, in agreement to join the club. Abdallah Mubiru has faced criticism from some of the board members. After that is agreeing, he held a 2 years agreement with the team. And now Alex Isabirie is running away from the contract, because he has also wanted to be given 2 years contract. Remember, that agreement with Mike Hilary Mutebi has also been one name that has been talked about. So there's Mike Hilary Mutebi, 2 years contract agreement that went in principle, but things are not working well. Then there's also Alex Isabirie. That's the contract agreement. Then there's also another one, Abdallah Mubiru, who, of course, some of the board members are saying, no, this is not. Where are we seeing KCCA heading to?
KCCA has a lot of issues to solve within the management. And that problem that actually they are failing to solve within the management is one key problem that is affecting them when it comes to the game of play. That's why they always say fish used to run from the head. So basically, KCCA has good players, by the way, and all the coaches they have been working with are very good. Trust me. If you do a trace up on the histories of all these coaches that KCCA has been hiring, they have been delivering. They have been registering a lot of positives back where they have been from. And then take a look at the players that KCCA has. Who would accept that with all these good players? Plus the finances, I even don't want to touch the finances, because when it comes to the finances, KCCA is not one of the clubs that is affected by lack of finances. No, they have all the finances, they have the equipment, they have the infrastructure. So basically, KCCA's problem is just within the top management, and they need to sort that before they continue sinking. And I think basically that is exactly what is affecting them result-wise.
Out of the 3 coaches, who would you go for at KCCA?
Abdallah Mubiru, right now, people will say that he is the best, but we have got so many good coaches who we still have in Ugandan soil. But right now, even me, I will say he's currently the best, because most of the other coaches, the best coaches, they have already been captained. We may talk about Alex Sabire. Recently, he has been appointed as the technical director for the team of Gaddafi. That one means the team, of course, will have to forget about him. I will say Abdallah Mubiru. But right now, I should conclude by saying that right now KCA is a depleted side, exhausted side. Why am I saying this one? During those days when we are still teenagers, when they used to speak about Star Times Uganda Premier League, you will see that so many good players will come from the team of KCA. But right now, if you ask someone about some of the key OAs, some of the well-known players of KCC, the person can even fail to mention more than three. That is the reason as to why I'm saying the team currently is a depleted side. Apart from the likes of Ochan, you talk about Moses Waiswa, you may talk about Muhammad Saban. Who else is a key player at the team of KCCA? And this is a team who is struggling a lot, like Isuzi said, more especially in the technical team, in the managerial role. And they went on to appoint, after the sacking of Tagwili, they went for a certain Mugewa, and he has not even lasted for 2 weeks. Again, they are looking for a permanent head coach. That one shows how exhausted the team is, how depleted the team is. To me, in summary, the team is still restructuring, the team is still constructing, and what has brought all these challenges, all these problems at the team of KCA is them liking money a lot. That's why every good player you see they have nurtured, you always see them casting on them. I can give the best example with the Rogers Mato, who was a key player for them. I should say was the engine for the team last season, but where is he now? They have cast on him, so they need to flash back and work on these things if they really want to compete with the teams like Bull Vipers that are currently doing well.
Oh, KCC has a lot, and they really need to style up, because there's a big task for them to talk about. You look at how exactly the teams are trying to strategize. You look at how the team has to come up. Just imagine KCC finished the first round with only 2, 3, 4 points, and games are going in there. How that bad would sound. But of course, Abdallah Mubiru, Mike Hilary Mutebi, Alex Isabire. Isabire can still drop that job and come to KCCA or for anything. But looking at all this, I'm trying to think. Why don't you call back your Mike Hilary Mutebi to come and assemble the team? He knows the team. He spoke about what exactly this team problem is, and give him the chance to come and reassemble his team.
And it's true. This is a guy who has been there before. He understands the corners of KCA. In case he's going to be given that opportunity and he accepts and he comes back to the team, he will be like a savior. He's going to come like a messiah, like a god, a small god into the team, and it's going to energize everything, not only the players at the team of KCA. That's why I was like, Abdallah Mubiru, right now people may say he's the best. Sabire, I talked about him now engaging somewhere with Gaddafi. Mike Hilary Mutebi, according to me, he will be the best option based on the reasons I've just given.
He's a free agent, I should say, no attachments. He refused to apply for Uganda Cranes team job purposely, that he, of course, well known for himself because he feels he has the qualifications. So if they want him, he's always there. Do you love his principalities? Like, his principles are really working out. He's not panicking.
He's not panicking, and he's I think he's one guy that a lot of coaches need to borrow a leaf from. We've seen a lot of coaches rushing in, taking in positions where they're not even prepared to take in, and all that. Basically, maybe because of the money is involved and all that, and then at the end of the day, they don't deliver. You go in for something you're not yet prepared. It affects you, it affects the club, it equally affects the people that appointed you or the people that gave you the job. So like Benson said, I just basically have to agree. He has taken his time. I wish the owners of KCA really looked at this because he did apply for the job of head coach Uganda Cranes and all that, and there has been a lot going on within the clubs or playing in Star Times Uganda Premier League. Basically, the issue of coaches. We've seen a lot of clubs, especially the big clubs, I would call the legendary clubs, they've been having a lot of issues, the likes of Bull, the likes of Vipers, KCCA itself, and all that. So everyone went in for the best, but he's there. We didn't see him get into a scramble over some of these jobs and all that, just like you had said, Owen. So I think basically KCCA really needs to take a strategic decision to actually bring him back. Like Benson had said, he would really be a big savior to KCA because, as they say, the old broom knows all the corners of the house. So I think if the decision is taken, it needs really to be taken fast, and we would see KCA bringing up results after they bring him back.
KCCA had that academy where they've been getting a lot of players from. Does that academy still exist? Because it's also one thing that was an initiative of Michael Mutebi. He loved working with young players, brought in players and changed a lot in there. We've seen them fire a head coach who was with them, Muzungu, but things did not work well.
Yeah,
so without the academy, could he come back and maybe it's there, but we're not seeing yields out of them. The Ramadans came from there, and you've seen very many players from the academy who have Rogers Matos.
You talk about the team of KCCA, the academy of KCCA. It reminds me of the La Masia Academy of Barcelona, and the academy is dying. Why am I saying this one? You might be having the academy set up, but do you have the right person to nurture these boys? Is another question you will have to ask. And I remember there was a time, if I may still take it abroad, for almost 5 seasons, the La Masia Academy of Barcelona was quiet until this season, where we have seen the likes of Yamal. You talk about Pedis now coming up. That is the same transition KCCA currently is undergoing. That means they need to go back, scrutinize, get someone who can be able to nurture these boys who is from the academy such that they can become like what they have been known for. That's what I can say.
All right, it's one of the biggest things as KCCA still struggles. We shall wait and see who, of course, will be the right coach that they are bringing on board. After, of course, Alexis Sagri is being linked with Abdallah Mubiru after making an agreement, but later on, full agreement, later on, some of the board members saying no. And, of course, this is that. So who makes the decision? If the board, again, the reports first came that they have agreed. Now, at last, again, you're saying the board has, some members in the board are saying no.
Owen, before we get out of that story, I want to still put my statement about the story. I am giving this one as an example. Like Susie said, old brooms, of course, they know the corners of every room better than new brooms. I give an example with Jose Mourinho. He was sacked by Chelsea in his second spell. He came as a strong man, winning English Premier League with the team of Chelsea. I also give an example with Zinedine Zidane. He departed Real Madrid. Coming back, he was also like he was also performing very well with the team. We have seen so many coaches that have left the club, but in their second spell or their third spell, you see them performing very well. That's why we are 80% of our agreement is on Michael Mutebi. It's not for nothing.
But
it's
now,
because
something about Michael Mutebi. By the time he left there, he left, by the way, they had issues and exchanges. One, he was saying he needed full control of the team. He didn't want these issues of, because the people behind KCCA don't know football. That is what he had said. So he's the one who knows the team, and he's the one who has brought the team like this. I remember KCCA every season would be competing to make sure that they get themselves there. So how sure that this is going to work out? How sure? Because we thought he was coming in last season when they swept away the Mori Castles and the rest, because some names were appointed, because also maybe one member, we did see changes in the board also of KCCA Football Club. So could we see now that the way is paved already for the Michael Mutebi to come? Is there going to be no interaction by the management again? Because that's one thing that is coming in there. He wanted the full control of the team. He is the manager of the team. He manages the players. He knows how to bring these players. I think that is what brought. So with this,
I think for now that he has shown interest, I think he basically has seen that his stumbling block has been pushed off. we saw this in the reshufflement of the management of KCA. There was a big reshufflement where we saw a lot of people being pushed off and other people being brought in. So basically, maybe his biggest problem that was personal based, I would say, was affected within. So whatever he saw that was a stumbling block to him, whatever he saw that was a problem to him, has been pushed off. So maybe that is why he's bringing in back the interest, he's showing in the interest of returning at office while at KCA.
Benson.
I don't think he's going to be given that initiative to take full control of the club. Why am I saying this one? KCA is an institutional club. That's why the name stands Kampala City Council Authority.
He was not meaning that he needed a full, maybe financial and what, but of course the team, managing a team as a coach, you know, you have authority over signings, you have authorities over everything, just like another coach.
Of course, interference will always be there. That's why I'm saying KCA is an institutional club where, of course, advises what will be coming from different angles. And if you are coming, you are coming to manage an institutional club, not one man's club. Of course, you'll be having the challenges. But if you still possess that mentality of coming to manage the club by his decisions, I don't see that one happening because of the institutional basis the team, of course, is having right now.
All right, let's wait and see what exactly will be coming out from there. But of course, it is one big thing that KCCA Football Club needs to finalize and make sure that they get themselves the best.